Hello everyone, I'm Tyken. Welcome to my 8th Minecraft video. Today I'll be showing you a few things I've been working on, as well as my reed farm. As you can see here, it's pretty basic, just a couple of lines of reed. I have a little waterfall coming in, though the waterfall isn't necessary, but it does make it look nice. The water comes through here under the hidden irrigation system, using similar techniques I used on my greenhouse, so the reed doesn't fall in the water, and you don't have to swim through the water to either go after the reed or just travel through it. I put a nice little stone path around it because animals kept spawning in there, and while animals don't harm reed, it got to be pretty annoying. Anyway, the water comes out through here, although this wasn't necessary at all, again, but I think it does look nice. The water comes out from the irrigation systems into this nice little pool. And that's it for my reed farm. Eventually I'll be showing you how to make your own basic reed farm, as well as more techniques on how to make it look nice, as well as a massive one-touch harvesting reed farm where you can pretty much harvest the entire field with just one push of a button. I still need to work on it myself, but we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, I'll show you what I've been spending most of my free time building right here. This is, well, you can go ahead and guess, but first let's go ahead and get a top view so you can see the inner mechanics of it before I explain. This, if you may or may have not guessed, is my monster farm. How it works basically is you have these large empty rooms right here, which are normally dark. This is the top one, so of course it isn't. This is supposed to go all the way to the skyline, and once you do, you cap it off so it stays dark. But as you can, well, it's just floors of nothing but empty blank rooms which monsters love to spawn in. The monsters eventually wander into the water, since it's all the way around the corners of the room, and then it pours into these holes designed at the edge. As you can see, there's multiple floors going all the way down to the bottom. And you're wondering, well, hey, does the fall kill them? No, of course that wouldn't work, especially for the lower floors. Although it may do a little bit of damage. Let's go ahead and show you how this works a little bit. Go ahead and drop down in here, which is one thing I love about this. Although you always have to move over to the ladder before you hit the ground. I've died one time not catching the ladder soon enough, but it is kind of an expressway. Anyway, let's go ahead and go in here. This is the collection floor. If you've seen this design before, it's because it's I don't know how to say their name. I think Bucyrus or Bucyrus, I'm not sure. Their monster trap is on the forums, and I went ahead and built it. This was originally my stone quarry, and I dug all the way to the bottom, what is it called, bedrock or adamantium, whatever, and that way you could have as many floors as possible all the way to the top. Plus it gave me plenty of stone to build all this stuff, plus a few future projects. Let's go ahead and explain how this works. Basically, you see how they have the holes in the corner. That's where all the monsters drop from the floors above. They drop into the water. It pushes them into these lava traps, which, as you've seen in my previous videos, lava only spills out 3 squares from its original source block, and then you have these ladders keeping the lava from falling into the water. The monsters come here, hit the lava, they drop down, then their loot drops, which mostly prevents almost all their loot from burning. It drops into these irrigation systems, pours into this one, and pours all the way into this one. And this one empties out in the collection room, which I'll show you in a moment. Let's go ahead and explain this a little bit better. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you. These little rims at the top, it prevents the monsters from actually jumping into the lava, since monsters love to jump. And then once they hit the lava, they pretty much instantly die. It should be on easy when you do this. Of course, it won't work on peaceful. Anyway, they all go into the same collection hole. Let's show you where it ends out. I put this door here just in case anything manages to spawn in that room. Even though it should be fine, but since we're at really low bedrock level, I didn't want to take any chances. The water comes from that little hole all the way down here. You can either dig one square at the bottom where it ends and it will continue flowing, or you can just add another water source block and it'll continue pushing. Continues pushing all the way back to here until you get to the bedrock level again, as you can see. and this is where you stand to collect it. All that loot falls right to your lap. Here you have chests to put the stuff in, and you also have a nice little incinerator right here in case you don't want something, like you get a bunch of feathers or string. Although you can always seed your inventory and do it like that, you won't ever pick up any loot you don't want. Blows up everything. Of course, I'm not sure how well this is going to work, and with my base being underground, it may not be that spectacular of a show, but I still want to do it anyway, and a lot of people seem interested in that video. Anyway, I wanted to show you something else before we end here, although I think my boat drifted off. Anyway, I found the sandcastle I built. If you remember in one of my other videos, I wanted to show you my sandcastle, built pretty much entirely out of sand. I found this place the other day, well, not the other day, but when I first started doing my quarry. I was over here and I was like, oh hey, there's a beach in the distance, but I hardly ever explore beyond my base. I don't like leaving too far because, well, for one, the travel, and for two, it's hard to find stuff after it's far enough away. So I was over here and I noticed I built that tower, so I noticed in the distance there was a glowing. And I was like, what's the glowing? And I saw lava, and I was just like, that's a sign or something. And this is the beautiful cove area. I planned on doing something with this, but I was like, it's not big enough, and it's not not feng shui enough, I guess. It doesn't feel right, you know? Anyway, this is my sandcastle. As you can see, it's built out of entirely sand, pretty much. I just made a wooden drawbridge with stone sides just for show, and of course a wooden door. I have a wooden worker's bench right here, and the entire thing is kept up by torches. If you ever messed with torches before, if you have a torch somewhere, the block won't fall with the torch holding it up, pretty much. It's not perfect and it doesn't look great, but it is really well lit, and it is built entirely out of just torches and sand. I got bored one night and I was like, I want to make a sand castle. It doesn't look that great from the outside though. Of course I had to make a moat too. There's something else I really want to show you. I really wish I had a boat though. I could show it in style, but I was exploring because I was like, I really want to find a beautiful cove area where I can do something I've been planning to do with. And lo and behold, I found this. Of course, it wasn't as beautiful as you see here. I had to add the waterfall myself. It was just a big overhang with a cove. I really wanted to do something. I was gonna put like a doorway through here, but the doorway didn't work because the water just overflowed over the doorway and covered it. It didn't work at all. Oh, there's my boat. Forgot to grab it, apparently. But as you can see, it gives you complete privacy as well as a beautiful sunrise when it comes. Well, the sunrise is that way, but it's still really beautiful. And you have a nice little beach here. I planned on messing with this more. It's still a massive work in progress, but as you can see, it's just absolutely beautiful. I was thinking about putting wood floors, possibly stone, I'm not sure. But this is going to be one of my vacation/beach houses. I also plan on making other things. I was thinking about putting in a panic room like my other base, but I'm not sure, considering this is just a place I'm going to relax and have fun at. Being this close to the beach, I also have tons of access to sand and glass, which is great. Let's go ahead and show you a little bit. This, like I said, it's still a massive work in progress, as you can see. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to see inside the base, I'll gladly make a future video and give you credit for your idea. Go ahead and push this off. Okay, here we go. So the one thing I like about having a waterfall is when you go at it full speed in a boat, it kind of gives you a ramp effect, because you're technically in water and you're trying to raise up, but once you exit, you just fly out, and it's like a ramp. It's kind of like a water elevator, if you've ever seen one of those. I can show you how to build one eventually, but it's just really fun to play with here. This is pretty much it for my video, but I want to show you this real quick. You just kind of ramp up, and then it just throws you right on shore, where your boat doesn't float off because it's stuck on the shoreline. I didn't want to have to put a dock either because it would look ugly. And it's just like a nice little secret cove area no one knows about. Although it's kind of pretty obvious. Let's push the boat off real quick. I can show you the top on how I did it. See, that's pretty much a water elevator, although that didn't work as well as I expected. And of course, you'll have to pardon the darkness. I don't think I brought any torches with me. I didn't think I would need them either. But you should be able to see just fine. I put like a rim around the edge of where the cove would be. And then I just filled in, I made an infinite spring right there, and I just filled it in with water, and it overspilled and made it look really nice. At least I think so. I hope you guys agree. I also plan, being this close to the water, I plan on doing something with an underwater facility somewhere. I have no idea what I want to do with it, but I think it would be really fun to build. The only problem is, though, well, I can show you guys. The problem with building underwater bases or anything underwater is the fact that you have to basically either bucket out all the water or find a way how to get rid of it. And I think I found a way how to get rid of it all, and I'll show you again in a future video on how to easily unflood a base or something like that. I also plan on doing a video on how to show you how to get obsidian rather easily. It wouldn't be like extremely easily like you've seen with mods or anything, but it should still be a pretty easy, simple way and safe way, I must add, to get it, because most of the time when you farm obsidian it falls into the lava and you don't want that. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.